All right, Cowboy Nation, so the 2017 NFL Draft is officially over. And, man, I'm going to tell you this now, man. I cannot be more excited about the picks that they made in this draft. I mean, I think they knocked the ball out the park with every single draft pick. And I'm going to tell you why. Obviously, we know defense was a big priority in this draft. Defense was clearly the main focus of the whole entire draft. I mean, honestly, out of all the 9 picks, we picked 7 defensive players. So that's how you know right off the bat, defense was the main focus in this draft. It was clearly the main focus. I mean, clearly. They drafted 3 corners, 1 safety. That's 4 straight defensive backs total. Total. What does that tell you? They're revamping this secondary up. Out of all of the players that they had lost to free agency, they're renewing all of that through the draft. And that is exactly what I envisioned in my head of them doing. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to give y'all a little breakdown of each and every single draft pick that we have chosen in this draft. I honestly think that this was a really good draft. I mean, I'll give it, you know, a pretty good, maybe B+, A- type of grade. Because, I mean, honestly, it's what we needed. Okay, so I've really already talked about Charlton, who was our first round pick at 28. Like I said in one of my last videos, he's a big guy, 6'6", 277. He's going to bring a lot to the table, I feel like, you know, just given the potential that he has and the production he's had over the year at Michigan. I really think that he can bring a lot to the table. I mean, like I said, high upside. It's just that, you know, what a lot of people are concerned about is that he's a one-year starter. I've heard some facts that saying that he's a little inconsistent, so that kind of worries some of us fans a little bit. But when you look at his potential and look at his build and just look at the potential he's going up against, the talent he's going up against every day in practice, going up against guys like Tyron Smith, going up against guys like Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, that's going to bring the best out of him. Without question, it's going to bring the best out of him. He's also learning from, you know, one of the best defensive line coaches in the league, and Rob Marinelli. Rob Marinelli is going to bring the fire out of him. You know, he's coming from a big-time program at Michigan, being coached by John Harbaugh, and it doesn't get any better than that. Playing against high-level competition in the Big Ten Conference. So he's not coming from a little background, people. He's not just, you know, just trusting the process of what they committed to him, and I think he can be good. You know, I think he can be good, man. I mean, it's all about staying positive. I've also noticed a lot of fans out there were wanting that Kevin King guy out of Washington. You know, he's like this 6'2", 6'3", long, rangy corner with a lot of potential, high upside. I don't blame y'all. He really did intrigue me at this pick. But you have to really look at what we really needed at 28. What was the front office looking at? They were looking at the situation like, okay, if we go ahead and take DB at 28, there's not going to be a good enough D-line player that we want at 60. So that's why they went on and took a potential Charlton that has a lot of ability, and then go defensive back in, you know, in the next couple of rounds. Because, you know, like they said in one of their last press conferences, you know, the secondary is loaded in the draft. There's a lot of talent in the draft, a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of safeties that has a lot of talent. So that's why they went that route. And in the second round of what I had just basically mentioned, we took Chidobe Awuzie. I think that's how you pronounce his name. We took him at 60. Pretty good corner of what I've heard of from a lot of fans out there. I had mentioned in my last video that I have not seen tape on him, so I couldn't really be so ecstatic about the pick. But, you know, I did feel really good about the pick because, you know, it's a cornerback and it's obviously a position of need. So I was happy anyways. Even though I didn't see tape on the guy, I was happy anyways. But you know, I feel good about it. I went on and, you know, looked at actual YouTube highlights on YouTube of the guy, and I'm not going to admit I was really impressed with what I've seen. He looks like a pretty good physical corner that's not scared to really dig his nose in the ground and tackle and actually tackle guys, you know, because not a lot of corners are, you know, tackling corners out there. They just want to, you know, do cornerback stuff and cover, you know. But this guy likes to do both. He's physical. He has the mindset. He has the fire in him to, you know, really be a good player, you know. So that's what I like about him. He can cover and he can tackle. So that's what I love about this pick. I think Mike Mayock even said some really good things about him, saying that, you know, he was one of the best, you know, available cornerbacks out there. So, you know, surprisingly, I didn't know too much about him, but I mean, hey, now I do. I feel really good about this pick, and hey, I couldn't be more happy. He's going to be an immediate impact player right away, potential starting cornerback, and I cannot wait to see what he's going to look like in training camp, rookie mini camp. Hey, I'm excited. And in the third round, we chose that cornerback out of Michigan, Jordan Lewis, with the 92nd overall pick. And man, let me tell you, I was extremely happy we picked this guy, because he could have easily been an early second round pick, like early second round pick, if he hadn't been under this domestic violence case he's going under right now. But, you know, I'm happy with this pick. It adds another corner to the depth chart, along with Chidobe Awuzie, whatever, however you say his name. But you got two back-to-back corners. You went from in the second to the third round, and right off the bat, we improved the secondary. We've improved our cornerback depth chart. You know, these guys are going to give, you know, Scandrick and Nolan Carroll and Anthony Brown some competition, you know, at the 2 spot, one spot, whatever the case may be. But we have some corners we got to we can work with. So I'm extremely happy about this pick. I can't wait to see these guys in you know, training camp and mini camp, rookie camp, all of that type of fun stuff. They're going to create a lot of competition. I also forgot to mention that when he got drafted, one of the analysts, I don't know if it was Mike Mayock or the other one, they were saying that he was like the best nickel corner in the draft. And so when you have that, that's how you know this was a very good pick. So I'm happy. So in the fourth round, we chose Ryan Switzer, the small wide receiver out of North Carolina. And this was another one of my most favorite picks, because I feel like we added another legitimate wide receiver, small wide receiver, alongside Cole Beasley in that slot. I feel like Dak has another potential weapon. And also, I've heard he's really good in the return game. So, you know, given that Lucky Whitehead is the return guy, Lucky Whitehead might be in jeopardy of his job for real. If this guy comes in and does well in both areas, man, he's going to be lucky. He's going to replace Lucky Whitehead. Don't be surprised if that happens, because I really feel like he's good. Like, I mean, he has Cole Beasley and Julian Edelman type of traits. So if we add that guy into our offense and in the return game, so straight to the 6th round, because we did not have a 5th round pick this year, because remember, we traded that for Matt Castle. I mean, I low-key wish we had the 5th round pick, because I still feel like we could get a pretty good quality player at that pick. But hey, it is what it is. You know why? Because in the 6th round, we was able to trade up to 191 and select your boy, Xavier Woods. He has my first name. So that's how you already know that's what's up. He's a safety out of Louisiana Tech, and a lot of us fans were happy about this pick, because they were pretty much scared, because, you know, in the 4th round, he was available in the 4th round, and I think fans were a little mad that we took Ryan Switzer instead of Xavier Woods, because he was right there available for us. So, but luckily we were able to still get him in the 6th round. He fell all the way to the 6th round, meaning that he wasn't even picked in the 5th round. Surprisingly, I don't know how. I just don't know how, but we were able to get our guy, and now I think this guy is going to really come in and create competition at the safety spot. I mean, he's going right along with Jeff Heath and Robert Blanton, the former Bills player that we signed out of free agency. So he's gonna create a lot of competition, and I really feel like he has the ability to start, you know, as he really gets accustomed to our defense. So hopefully he can be that guy for us, because that's what we're really looking forward him to being. You know, like I said, this was an A+ pick. This is a guy that was projected to go in the 3rd or 4th round, or at least has early 3rd round potential or early 4th round potential. Like, he has that kind of potential. So we got a true steal in him in the 6th round. We got a true steal. So I'm really geeked about this pick. I also forgot to mention that, you know, we lost, you know, guys like Barry Church and J.J. Wilcox to free agency. Both of those guys are safety. So, you know, we're very slim at safety. So this was a big pick. This was a big pick. I mean, Xavier Woods, I mean, I've heard some good things about him, that, you know, he's not just only a hitter, but he can also cover. And that's what Barry Church couldn't do. Barry Church was just a guy that can tackle, but couldn't cover a lick. He couldn't cover to save his life. But now I think you have a guy in Xavier Woods that can do both. He can tackle, and he has the ability to cover. So now in the same round at 216, we had drafted another cornerback, Marquez White. This guy is out of Florida State. Now he's kind of a bigger corner than the last 2 corners that we had drafted in the 2nd and 3rd round. I think he's like 6 foot or whatever like that. But I have not really seen the guy on tape. I haven't seen any kind of highlights, so I can't really pinpoint the weaknesses or the strengths of this guy. But I would say he's pretty decent, I guess. I mean, you know, he was a full-time starter for 2 seasons at Florida State and finished with like 4 interceptions in his career. So he must not be too bad. I would look at him as a developmental prospect. I mean, you know, 6th round, hopefully, you know, he can make an Anthony Brown type of impact and really surprise a lot of our eyes. But I mean, you know, it's just all in the matter of seeing how well he can develop, see how well he can perform, and you know, in the rookie mini camp and the training camp. And I mean, hey, it's just another corner that we can add in there, another body that we can add in there to create some competition, because that's what we need. We need defensive back help. We need corners. We need safety. So, I mean, I was pretty happy about this pick. Like I said, defense was clearly the main focus. It was the main focus in this draft. So I'm not surprised by this pick. You know, they added another corner, and we're going to continue to try to find as much cornerback help as we need. So this was a big pick. All right, so in the 7th round, we had like 3 picks in the 7th round. So the first pick was at 228. We had selected Joey Ivey, this defensive tackle out of Florida. I don't know too much about this guy either, but I mean, he looks pretty decent. I mean, I can't, like I said, from the last pick, I can't really pinpoint the weaknesses or the strengths of this guy. I think he's just another body. That's why, you know, 6th and 7th round picks, you're not looking for them to be immediate impact type of players, but it's another body. I really like defensive tackle prospects, because it's like, you know, they have the ability to, you know, stop a lot of runs up through the middle, and that's what I love. That's what I like about these type of prospects, you know, because you can use them. I mean, it shows right here that it says that what Marinelli will like most is his motor. So the guy appears to have a pretty good motor, and that's what I like. When guys have, when players have motor, you can always use that. You can always use that on the field, because it really, you know, brings, if they have motor, that's going to make them a better overall player. It's going to make their ability to rush the passer even better, you know, because it's like they have energy, you know, they have motor, and that's what you need in a defensive player like this guy. But, you know, hopefully he can, you know, make an impact. You know, I don't think he's going to go over guys like Malik Collins, Cedric Thornton, or Tyrone Crawford, or Stephen Paye, even, you know, the new defensive tackle we have, you know, signed out of free agency. So we're pretty deep at defensive tackle, so I don't think this guy is going to make an immediate impact right away. He's just another body to you know, look to develop. I say maybe, you know, put him on the practice squad. If not, you know, keep him on the 53, whatever you want to do. But hey, you know, give the man a try. We'll see what he can do. So with the 239th pick, we had selected Noah Brown, this wide receiver out of Ohio State. I don't know too much about this guy. I mean, I've probably seen him play, but I haven't really, you know, focused too much into him as a potential guy that we could draft. But I mean, I think he's okay. You know, he's another body in there at wide receiver that's going to, you know, create some competition or whatever. But you know, I think he's 6'1", 220, something like that. So kind of close to another Des Bryant type, as far as, you know, body weight, not potential obviously, but just, you know, the way he looks. He's almost, you know, pretty much built like Des Bryant. But you know, hopefully he's good. You know, hopefully, you know, he can prove us all wrong and you know, actually, you know, see what he can do in, you know, in this camp, and, you know, maybe preseason, you know, catch a couple balls so that way he can maybe, you know, be in this rotation, you know, because I wouldn't mind adding another receiver, you know, to replace a guy like Bryce Butler that's on and off and on and off, you know what I'm saying? So I've always wanted to kind of upgrade over Bryce Butler, so hopefully this guy, hopefully he can be the guy to do that. And then the very last pick to finalize this whole entire draft at 248, we drafted a defensive tackle out of Colorado by the name of Jordan Carroll, however you pronounce his last name. But another body, another D-line player. I was pretty happy about the pick. I love drafting D-linemen because we need pass rush help, so you never know who's going to jump out and do well. I mean, he's similar to the Joey Ivey pick, so it's kind of, you know, you never know what you're going to get from one of these guys. But hey, you know, Adam, you know, you plug him in there, see what he can do, and, you know, just go from there. You know, look to see how well he does in the, you know, like I said, in the training camp, and you know, look to see how well he can do in the preseason, and, you know, make the decision from there to either, you know, cut him, put him on the practice squad, or keep him on the 53-man roster if you want to keep him on the 53-man roster. About to run out of breath, but anyways, I mean, that's pretty all I've got for that. Like I said, I have not seen him play. I don't know if he's a good enough of a productive player, you know, to be at the next level. But hey, we'll see. So with that all being said, man, what do y'all think of this whole entire draft? I mean, do you give it an A+? Do you give it an A-? I mean, do you think they knocked the ball out of the park with every single draft choice that they have chosen? Or do you think it's just kind of semi-solid? I mean, C+, B-, B+. What do you think, man? Let me know down in the comments what y'all think of this draft. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it's an A-. I really feel like they filled in all of the major holes that we needed to fill in as far as secondary help in the pass rush. We got our pass rusher in Taco Charlton. That's what we needed. And we got two back-to-back cornerbacks from the second and the third round in Xavier Woods and Jordan Lewis. It doesn't get any better than that because both of those guys are late first-round potential material corners that you can count on game day, man. I really feel that. Lord knows how good Marquez White could be. You know what I'm saying? Lord knows how good he could be. And Xavier Woods, who would have ever thought that he was going to fall to the 6th round pick at 191 to us? You know, a lot of people were mad at the front office, you know, for them choosing Ryan Switzer over Xavier Woods because they felt like Xavier Woods was the complete better pick to choose there, and he was no longer going to be available for us. So, I mean, hey, you know, let me know, man. This was a hell of a draft. I cannot wait to see how well these guys pan out in preseason, you know, training camp, you know, all of that fun stuff. But hey, that's all I got for y'all, man. This is your boy X. You already know. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Xavier_22. You'll see it in the bio. Hit that subscribe button. Y'all will not regret it. And hey, it's your boy X, and I'm out. Peace.